Now, so today we'll be discussing the basic documents and transactions related to bank deposits. And at the end of this lesson, we will be able to identify the types of bank account normally maintained by a business, differentiate a savings account from a current or checking account, prepare a bank deposit and withdrawal slip, identify and prepare checks, and identify and understand the content of a bank statement. So we'll be discussing all of the learning objectives that we have here today. So my question first is, do you have a bank account? If yes, what is the purpose of your bank account, or why you choose a certain bank? Or yung mga magbabalak na mag-open ng bank account. So if you are planning to open a bank account, so may I know the reason why you wanted to open one? Let's see. Magpa-plan pa lang po mag-open. Okay, so that's very good. So what may be the reason why you wanted to open a bank account? Christelle. Savings fund. Yes, of course. So basically, these are just some of the reasons why they chose to open a bank account, or the purpose why they wanted to open a bank account. First is for safety purposes or for saving purposes na din siya. So why safety purposes? Kasi may mga tao na ayaw nila nagdadala ng malalaking cash. So instead of bringing cash, so they just wish to put it into a savings account for them to be able to, for the money to be safe na din. So they can withdraw the money naman all the time if in case that they did it. And second will be first to save. Why kaya first to save? Kasi in the near future, hindi naman natin masasabi if what kind of expenses are we going to meet. So that's why we need to save. And then we also have a reason as a gift from parents. So these are just some of the reasons why do we need to open a bank account. Now, so there are two types of account that that the business usually maintain. So this will be the savings account and the checking or the current account. So let's differentiate the two. Let's go first with the savings account. So for savings account, these are intended to provide an incentive for the depositor to save money. Of course, the reason why we are opening a savings account for us to be able to save money. And the depositor can make deposits and withdrawal slip using the form provided by the bank. So, of course, before you can open a savings account, guys, you also need to make an initial deposit. And of course, if you needed money, you can always withdraw with your savings account. So banks usually pay an interest rate that is higher than a checking account or a current account. So this is true as well. So basically, yung mga savings account natin, merong savings account na nag-range ng 10% interest rate yearly, or minsan monthly yung mga ina-offer ng mga bangko, minsan yearly. So the reason why they are offering higher interest rate for savings account, kasi pang-akit ito ng mga customers ng bangko. So if nakita nila na mataas yung interest rate ng mga savings account sa bangko, of course, you as a saver, so you will open one sa bank nila kasi mataas nga naman yung interest rate. Why not open? Said at the end of the year, madadagdagan yung pera mo sa bank. And then some savings account have a passbook in which transactions are logged into a small booklet that the depositor kept. So this is true as well. So basically, once you open a savings account, guys, so the bank will gonna provide you the passbook for the records of your withdrawals and deposits. So nandito lahat yun. And then some savings account charge a fee if the balance fall below a specified minimum. So what do we mean when we say specified minimum? So sa mga bangko kasi, meron silang tinatawag na maintaining balance. So kapag yung maintaining balance ng isang bangko hindi mo na maintain sa account mo, guys, magkakaroon sila ng mga service charges. So let's say for example sa bangko ng BDO. Ang bangko ng BDO, the maintaining balance of BDO for savings account is 10,000. So let's say ang balance mo is nag-fall siya ng 9,000 and then hindi mo siya na-deposituhan kaagad after a month. So after a month nun, madededuct ka ng 300 pesos. 300 pesos ang kanilang monthly charges. So, after the next month, hindi mo na naman na-deposituhan, mababa na naman sa specified minimum or sa maintaining balance mo, madededuct ka ulit ng 300 pesos. So, as long as hindi mo na meet yung maintaining balance ng isang bangko, guys, monthly din nagkakaroon ka ng service charges. Hanggang mag-zero yan. Kasi for example, kung hindi mo talaga siya dineposituhan, no, yung alam mo meron ka pang pera sa bangko, pero dahil nga nasa service charge ka, biglang nawala yung mga pera mo, magtatanong ka, nasan yung pera mo? Siyempre, sasabihin ng bangko, hindi po kasi na-meet ang maintaining balance nyo, kaya monthly na-charge ka ng 300 pesos. Now, what if kaya bumaba na, or nasa zero balance ka na, ma-charge ka pa rin ba? Yes, magne-negative 300 pesos ka na. Let's say, for example, zero na yung balance mo, and then after the next month, hindi ka pa rin naghulog sa bangko mo, magne-negative 300 pesos yan. And then, kapag nag-deposit ka ulit, let's say, nag-deposit ka ng 10,000, ang magre-reflect na lang din is 9,700. So, hindi pa rin, so, na-deduct yung 300 pesos na negative, hindi pa rin na-meet yung maintaining balance mo. So, by next month, posible pa rin na ma-deduct ka. So, kailangan, kung ano yung maintaining balance ng isang savings account, yun din yung balance mo dapat for you to be able to avoid getting charged. Now, what if kaya 2 months mo siyang hindi hinulugan? Ano kaya mangyayari noon? Normally, ang mga bangko kasi kapag 2 or more months mo lang hindi nahulugan, nag-automatically close yan. Iko-close nila yung savings account mo. And then, what if mag-open ka ulit? Kailangan mo pa bang bayaran yung mga service charges na naiwan sa dati mong bank account? So, hindi na. Kapag ganun lang naman yung mga amount, guys, it's okay to open a new account kapag nag-close na siya. It's okay to open a new one basta nag-close na yung dati. Wala na silang hahabulin sa'yo. No? So, that will be for savings account. Now, for checking or current account, so money held under a checking account can be withdrawn through issuance of a check. So kaya nga tinawag siyang checking or current account, guys. So the way na magbabayad ka dito is through check. So hindi siya pwedeng cash or hindi siya pwedeng i-withdraw ka agad-agad. So withdrawals usually done through a check. So kapag nag-open ka ng checking account, guys, i-issuehan ka ng bangko ng checkbook. So puro mga cheque yon na ikaw na lang ang magsusulat dun sa cheque kung magkano yung ibabayad mo dun sa tao. So bank usually allows numerous withdrawals and unlimited deposit under this type of account. So yes, basically, since this is a checking account, syempre kailangan lagi siyang nakapondo. Kasi kapag wala ng pondo si bangko mo, baka naman mag-bounce ang mga check mo. Kapag sinabi natin kasing bouncing check, guys, so meaning no, nag-issue ka ng cheque pero wala na palang laman ng checking account mo. So magba-bounce talaga yung check. So the interest rate for checking account is usually lower as compared to savings account. So yes, this is true as well. So normally hindi man umaabot ng mga 3% yung interest rate ng mga checking account. So the account holder or the depositor of a checking account is normally provided at the end of the month a bank statement showing all the deposit made, checks paid by the bank, and the balance of the account. So this is true as well. So ito naman ang isang advantage ng mga naka-checking account, guys. So monthly, nakaka-receive sila ng bank statement na pinapadala ng bangko sa kanila. Unlike sa savings account, you only have the passbook and then yun, nakikita mo na doon kasi yung mga withdrawals and deposits mo yan. And then the depositor is given easy access to the funds as compared to a savings account. So this is true kasi mas parang priority naman talaga yung mga naka-checking account kaysa sa mga savings account. So, kasi malakihan kasi ang deposits kapag mga checking account, kaya mas binibigyan nila ng easy access sa funds nila. So, okay, the difference of checking account and savings account, kapag sa savings account, naka-passbook ka, and then sa checking account, naka-checkbook ka. So, mas mataas yung interest rate ng savings account kaysa sa checking account. So, sa checking account, nakaka-receive ka ng monthly bank statement. Sa savings account, hindi. Yung passbook lang. And then, sa checking account, mas easy access ka sa funds mo unlike sa savings account. So, those will be the difference of checking and savings account. So, we also do have another type of savings account that is popularly used nowadays, which is the ATM, which means anytime money. So, yung card is what we call the anytime money, and then yung machine, which will be the automated teller machine. Okay? So, minsan kasi, sabi nila, ATM machine. So, bakit napaka-redundant mo? Automated teller machine. No, it's anytime money machine. Okay? So, huwag kayong palilito doon. So, anytime money or the automated teller machine account wherein withdrawals can be made through designated machines. This is a 24-hour teller machine and the funds can be withdrawn anytime. So, the advantage of this account is that even if the banks are closed, you can withdraw your funds. So, basically, this is correct. So, kaya nga karamihan, mas prefer nila mag-open ng savings account through ATM instead of the passbook. Kasi nga naman, sa passbook, kapag nag-close yung bangko, hindi ka na makakapag-withdraw. Unlike for ATM or mga anytime money natin, you can withdraw anytime as long as the machine still have a funds. So that will be one of the advantages of ATM sa mga passbook. Pero pwede ka rin naman magbukas ng passbook na connected naman sa ATM. So that is possible as well. You can also request that to the bank once you open an account. Yung connected yung passbook mo dun sa ATM. Now, in order to open a particular account, the bank will require individuals certain documents such as valid identification and valid identification card, and you will ask to fill up the forms prepared by the bank. So upon approval of the application to open an account, the bank will give the depositor his account number. So this is true. So basically, once we are opening an account, guys, so there are certain requirements na hinihingi ng mga bangko. So madalas naman na hinihingi dyan is yung mga valid identification card natin or mga valid IDs. So mostly, 2 valid IDs ang hinihingi ng mga bangko. And of course, yung fill-up form nila or yung form nila. And then once you are approved, so they will give you your account number. Now, since we are talking about savings account and current account here, so let's go with the preparation of bank deposits and withdrawal slip. So these are needed for you to be able to open an account. So a withdrawal slip and deposit slip are written orders to the bank. These slips are used to take out money or to put in money to the depositor's account. So let's go first with withdrawal slip. So without a withdrawal slip, the bank will not allow you to get money from your account. So this is true. So hindi ka naman pwedeng kumuha ka agad-agad ng pera, pumila ka doon at kumuha ka ng pera. No, you need to fill up a deposit, a withdrawal slip for you to be able to withdraw your money from your savings account or sa checking account. Now, what are the requirements? So the requirements the required information in the withdrawal slip are account name, which is the name of the depositor, or kung ikaw kung nakapangalan sa'yo, your name. So account number, yung account number na ibibigay sa'yo once you open an account, the date of the withdrawal, type of account if it is savings or current, the currency, if it is US dollars or PHP. So yes, meron tayong mga dollar account dito sa Pilipinas. Dito sa mga bangko natin sa Pilipinas. So, tawag natin dito sa mga dollar account. Pwede kang mag-deposit ng dollar, pwede kang mag-withdraw ng dollar. And amount to be withdrawn, syempre yung amount mo na kailangan mo isulat into figures and into words. And then signature of the depositor, the most important part of withdrawal slip. Kasi minsan, yung mga bangko guys, kino-compare nila yung pirma mo nung una kang nag-transact sa kanila sa pirma mo na gagawin sa withdrawal slip. So kapag hindi nag-match, sorry, hindi ka makakapag-withdraw ng pera. Pero kapag match naman, okay, they will allow you to withdraw the money. Now, this will be an example of withdrawal slip. So as you can see, meron tayong ano dito, types of accounts, which is the savings and the current, the current and the savings. And then meron tayong currency, US dollars and peso, the date, account name, account number, amount in words, tapos meron dito in figures. Of course, your signature here. Now, ano kaya yung part na to? Itong part na to is the denomination. When you say denomination, kung nag-withdraw ka ng 5,000 and 5 piraso yon, you need to, the teller, actually yung mga teller yung mag-fill in ng mga to. So, the denomination, kung tigo 1,000 ang withdraw mo, lalagay mo dito yung 1,000, ilang piraso sila at ilang yung total amount ng 1,000 na yon. And then yung total. So, this is how you fill in a withdrawal slip. Again, you need to write the date, kung saan ba siya ihulog, kung sa savings or sa current, kung peso ba or US dollars, your account name, account number, amount in words, and then in figures. Then you need to fall in line and then withdraw the money. So that will be for withdrawal slip. Now, let's go with deposit slip. So the bank provides deposit slip that the depositor will fill up every time the depositor will put money out to his account. Dito naman magde-deposit ka sa savings or sa current account mo. So the usual information in the deposit slip are the account name ulit, account number, date of deposit, type of account, the currency, and amount in words and in figures. So ito yung example ng deposit slip. So, right now, meron mga bangko na ang slip nila is tawag pa rin nila is deposit slip. So, meron din mga bangko na like this one, cash transaction slip ang tawag, or sa Metrobank ata is payment slip siya. Bakit kaya? Kasi the reason why cash transaction slip na ang tawag sa BDO kasi hindi na lang deposit ang supported ni BDO. Meron na din siya mga bills payment like yung mga utilities bills natin like mga kuryente, tubig, pwede na ding bayaran sa bangko as long as they support the biller. So let's say for example, kung si biller si Meralco at kung supported siya ni BDO, pwede ka na rin magbayad sa kanya ng ilaw. Ano? Basta yung biller is supported ng bangko. So now for the cash transaction slip, so meron din siyang savings, current and savings yung type of account. Meron siyang account name, account number, currency, and then the date, and then the denomination. Kung dito naman, kung ikaw magde-deposit, you also need to write down the denomination. Let's say for example, kung magde-deposit ka ng 5,000, kung tigo 1,000 lahat yon, you need to write down yung denomination ng 1,000, and then kung ilang piraso, kuwari 5, then 5,000 yung amount niya. Or kung meron kang tig for 500, sulang mo dito 500, at kung ilang piraso sila, and then yung amount niya. Now, let's talk about the bills payment. So this is an actual bills payment that I made through BDO. So last time kasi, my friend parang ordered a PSA online. So since yung biller na to is supported siya sa BDO, so nagpasuyo ako dun sa friend ko na magpabayad sa BDO kasi nagtatrabaho yung friend ko sa BDO. So pinag-process niya ako ng payment through BDO. So yun, supported na sila. Supported naman yung biller na to. That's why I was able to make a payment through BDO. Mas mabilis. So ito lang ang i-fill in mo kapag magbabayad ka through BDO. Basta yung biller is supported the BDO, mas madali yung transaction. All right, so now let's identify and prepare check. So check, this will be for current or the checking account. So a check is a document that orders the bank to pay a specific amount of money from a person's account to the persons in whose name the check has been issued. So the person writing the check, which is the drawer, has a transaction banking account where his money is held. So the drawer writes the various details, including the monetary amount, date, and a payee on the check, and signs it, ordering his bank, known as the drawee, to pay the person or company the amount of money stated. So check are type of bill of exchange and were developed as a way to make payments without the need to carry large amounts of money. So the check number is usually indicated in the upper right portion of the check. So basically, yung mga check, usually naman gumagamit ng mga to is yung mga, syempre, mga rich person or mga big company. So ganito ang check kapag mag-write down tayo. So meron tayong tinatawag na maker or yung drawer natin, which is the name of the company, or you can also put your name. Kasi ganito, kapag nag-open ka ng checking account, guys, yung bangko kasi mag-prepare sa'yo ng check. So nasa sa'yo kung gusto mo palagay yung company name mo or yung name mo na lang mismo dito. And your address as well. So the maker is written on the check. And then sa payee, syempre ikaw magsusulat kung sinong babayaran mo. And then the amount, the date, and then meron tayong payer or the drawee, which is the bank itself. And then your signature, of course. So ito lang naman importante, the maker or the drawer, the payee, kung sino babayaran mo, and the payer, kung sino magbabayad, or which is the drawee as well. Then your firma. So ganun, nagpe-prepare ng check. So again, it's the date, the payee, the amount, and your firma. Ito kasi given yung mga to nakasulat na yan mismo sa mga check-in. And then the check number, by the way. So may 3 person tayong nakalagay sa check natin, which is the drawer, the maker, the person or the entity who makes the checks, the payee, which is the recipient of the money, and then the drawer, the payer, the bank, or the other financial institution where the check can be presented for payment. So usually yung mga drawer pay naman yung mga bangko yan. Okay, so now let's check this one. So identify and understand the content of a bank statement. So sabi ko nga kanina, every month, yung mga bangko nag-i-issue ng mga bank statement sa mga nag-open ng mga checking or current account. So dito lilitaw lahat yung mga withdrawals mo, deposits mo. So ipapadala ito ng bangko sa iyo. So this is an example of a bank statement. So this is just an example, guys. So makikita dito yung date, check number, transaction code, debit, credit, and then the balance. So the date column indicates the date of the transaction was made. The check number indicates the details of the check paid by the bank. The transaction code is normally the bank code for the transaction. The debit column represents all charges or deduction made by the bank. And the credit column represents the deposit or addition to your account that was made by a bank. And then the balance column is the running balance after considering the effect of your transaction. So let's check this one. So let's say nung November 1st, nag-deposit ka sa account mo which will be the amount of 44,200. And then by November 3, nagbayad ka through check. Ito siya. Mada-debit siya. So sabi, ang mga debit account mo is kabawasan siya sa checking account mo. Ayan, so nabawas siya dito. And then by November 5, nag-deposit ka ulit ng 5,000. So naka-credit siya. So nadagdag siya. And then nag-interest yung amount mo ng 500 pesos. And then by the 6th of November, meron withholding tax na 50. So nabawas. And then mga bank charges for 150. So mababawas ulit. And then by November 10, nag-issue ka ulit ng check. Nagbayad ka through check, which is for 5,200 na bawas. So by November 10, balance nun is 40,100. So let's say for example, hanggang November 10 lang yung mga transactions mo for the month of November. Ito na yung lilitaw as your ending balance for November's bill. Now, this is on your part. So sa part ito ng mga customers ng bangko. Now, paano kaya lilitaw ito sa bangko? So sabi ko nga lagi, di ba, debit should always be equal to credit. So kung ano ang mga naka-debit sa'yo, naka-credit sa banko yan, guys. Kasi dapat debit and credit are always equal. So let's say for example, this one, yung 4-2 mo, kung naka-debit sa'yo, naka-credit sa banko yan. Yung mga naka-credit sa bank, credit sa'yo, naka-debit naman sa banko yan. So baliktad lang naman siya. Ganun lang naman yung difference niya kasi kailangan mag-balance ang debit and credit natin. So this will be for bank statement pa rin to kung ano yung mga debit transaction. So yung mga bank service charge natin, which is this one, bakit kaya na-charge ng bank service charge ang mga checking account? Kasi kasama dito yung pagpaprint ng check. So binabayaran mo kasi yung mga checking mo. And then ito nga yung sinasabi ko, non-sufficient funds, ito yung mga kung wala nang laman yung checking account mo and then nag-issue ka pa rin ng check, tapos nag-bounce yung check, so marirecord siya as non-sufficient funds under debit pa rin siya. Dito siya. And then sample of credit transactions, which will be the collection of cash proceeds from receivables. Kapag daw nakakollect ka, papasok yan sa bank account mo as credit, so madadagdagan yung balance mo. And then yung interest, kapag nagka-interest na like this one, karagdagan din yan sa bank account mo. Now, let's go to the issuance of check. So sometimes kasi, yung mga banko or yung mga nag-issue ng check, they issue a cross check. So when we say cross check, it is a mark to specify an instruction about the way it is to be redeemed. So common instructions to specify that it must be deposited directly into an account of the payee. So it is usually done by writing the two parallel lines on the upper left portion of the check. A cross check cannot be encashed over the counter by the payee. So it should be deposited to the payee's account. So basically, this will be the example of a cross check. So how do the bank knows if it is a cross check? So kapag meron silang nakitang two parallel lines dito, ito yung sinasabi niyang two parallel lines on the upper left portion of the check. Kapag meron two parallel lines na ganito, it simply means that cross check siya. So it simply means as well na you as the payee, yung makaka-receive ng pera, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-encash over the counter. So hindi mo agad pwedeng makuha yung mga pera kapag cross-check siya. What will gonna happen is that they will just gonna deposit it to your bank account. So parang bank-to-bank transaction siya. Bank account to bank account transaction siya. Hindi siya bank to cash transaction. Bank account to bank account transaction siya. Kapag mga cross-check tayo. So this will be the symbol if it is a cross-check. So if you are working on the bank and then nakita mo to, kuwari teller ka, nakita mo tong ano to, and then you will tell to the customer, this is a cross-check po, we cannot encash it, but we only need it to deposit on your account. So, ganun lang naman yun. Now, stale check. So a stale check is a check which will not accept an exchange for money or payment because it was written more than a certain number of months ago. In the Philippines, a check becomes stale if it exceeds 6 months from the date of the check. So yes, basically, a stale check is also considered as parang mga expired check na siya. So kunwari, nag-issue sila ng check sa'yo and then after 6 months, hindi mo pa rin siya na-encash, hindi natatanggapin ng bangko yan, hindi na mapapalitan yan. So it's either magpagawa ka ulit ng check-in dun sa payer, pero ewan ko lang kung may mga charges, may mga extra charges na yun. So again, we have two kinds of issuance of check, which is a cross-check and the stale check. Pag cross-check, bank account to bank account transaction siya, and stale check, it cannot be encashed anymore if the check already exceeds 6 months. All right, so that ends our lesson for today. So thank you and take care always.